Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey is one of the most ambitious films ever attempted in modern Hollywood. Based on the ancient Greek epic by Homer, the movie transforms a legendary tale into a massive cinematic experience filled with adventure, mythology, war, monsters, emotion, and the timeless struggle of a man trying to return home. The film follows Odysseus, the king of Ithaca, after the end of the famous Trojan War. While every other warrior returns home, Odysseus becomes trapped in a journey that lasts years and tests every part of his character. Story breakdown: The fall of Troy. The movie begins immediately after the Trojan War. The Greeks have finally defeated Troy using the legendary Trojan horse strategy. Soldiers celebrate victory while the city burns behind them. Odysseus is hailed as a hero. But Nolan immediately shifts the focus from victory to consequence. As Odysseus boards his ship to return home, strange signs appear. Dark storms, unnatural waves, warnings from priests, angry gods watching from above. The audience quickly realizes that the war may be over, but the real journey is only beginning. The curse begins. On the voyage home, Odysseus and his crew reach an island inhabited by the Cyclops. At first the location appears peaceful. Then the monster emerges. The Cyclops is a giant one-eye creature whose scale is terrifying. Several crew members are killed instantly. Rather than defeating the monster through strength, Odysseus uses intelligence. He tricks the Cyclops, blinds him, and escapes. But before leaving, he proudly reveals his true identity. This becomes his greatest mistake. The Cyclops is revealed to be the son of Poseidon. Now the god of the sea seeks revenge. Poseidon's wrath. From this point onward, the ocean becomes the movie's main villain. Every storm feels personal. Massive waves destroy ships. Lightning tears through the sky. Crew members disappear. Entire fleets sink beneath the water. Nolan presents Poseidon almost like an unstoppable force of nature rather than a traditional villain. The result is terrifying. Odysseus begins to understand that intelligence alone cannot solve every problem. The Island of Temptation. One of the film's strongest sections involves the enchantress Circe. Circe possesses powerful magic. She transforms men into animals and traps travelers forever. Many members of Odysseus' crew become victims. The island becomes a paradise prison. Food is endless. Pleasure is everywhere. Nobody wants to leave. But Odysseus remembers his wife Penelope waiting in Ithaca. His determination to return home allows him to resist temptation. This sequence explores one of the movie's major themes: the difference between comfort and purpose. The underworld. Perhaps the most visually stunning chapter occurs when Odysseus enters the land of the dead. The atmosphere becomes dark and haunting. Ancient warriors, forgotten kings, lost souls. The ghosts warn Odysseus that greater challenges await him. He learns that every decision carries consequences. This sequence feels unlike anything in a traditional blockbuster. Instead, it becomes a philosophical exploration of mortality, destiny, and regret. The Sirens. One of the most memorable scenes involves the sirens. Their voices lure sailors to their deaths. Knowing the danger, Odysseus orders his crew to tie him to the mast of the ship. As the sirens sing, he experiences visions. Home. Family. Victory. Power. Everything he desires. The scene becomes a battle against desire itself. The visual effects and emotional intensity make it one of the movie's standout moments. Scylla and Charybdis. The tension reaches another level as Odysseus must choose between two horrors. On one side, Scylla, a monster capable of devouring sailors. On the other, Charybdis, a giant whirlpool capable of swallowing entire ships. The sequence demonstrates leadership under impossible circumstances. No perfect choice exists. Someone will die. The only question is how many can be saved. This moral dilemma becomes one of the film's most powerful emotional moments. The loss of everything. As the story progresses, Odysseus loses nearly everything. His ships, his soldiers, his friends, his certainty, his confidence. The once proud king slowly becomes a broken survivor. This transformation is where the movie truly shines. Odysseus is not portrayed as a superhero. He is portrayed as a human being fighting impossible odds. Return to Ithaca. After years of suffering, Odysseus finally reaches home. But Ithaca is no longer the place he remembers. Many people believe he is dead. Suitors have invaded his palace. They pressure Penelope to marry one of them. His kingdom stands on the edge of collapse. Instead of revealing himself immediately, Odysseus secretly observes what has happened. These scenes create tremendous suspense. Penelope's loyalty. Penelope becomes one of the film's strongest characters. Despite years of uncertainty, she refuses to abandon hope. She continues believing her husband will return. Her strength is emotional rather than physical. The relationship between Odysseus and Penelope becomes the heart of the movie. Their reunion is handled with remarkable restraint and emotion. No giant speeches. No melodrama. Just two people who survived years of suffering. Final battle. The climax delivers everything audiences expect. Odysseus reveals his identity. The suitors are shocked. A brutal battle erupts inside the palace. Using intelligence, strategy, and experience, Odysseus defeats the invaders. Unlike earlier action scenes, this fight feels deeply personal. This is not a battle for glory. It is a battle for home. Themes explained. Home. The central message is that home is not merely a location. It is family. Identity. Purpose. Belonging. Intelligence versus strength. Throughout the film, Odysseus survives not because he is the strongest warrior but because he is the smartest. His mind becomes his greatest weapon. Perseverance. The movie repeatedly shows that success often belongs to those who refuse to quit. Even after losing almost everything, Odysseus continues forward. Human nature. Temptation. Fear. Pride. Love. Regret. Every challenge Odysseus faces reflects a different aspect of human nature. Performances. Matt Damon as Odysseus. Matt Damon delivers what may become one of the strongest performances of his career. He captures courage, intelligence, vulnerability, determination. The character evolves dramatically throughout the film. Holland. Tom Holland brings energy and emotion to the story and helps connect younger audiences to the epic narrative. Zendaya. Zendaya provides strong dramatic moments and adds emotional depth to several key scenes. Visual effects. The visual effects are extraordinary. Highlights include giant storms, mythological creatures, ancient cities, massive naval battles, the underworld. Every frame feels crafted for the biggest possible cinema screen. Music. The soundtrack elevates every major scene. Quiet emotional moments feel intimate. Battle sequences feel enormous. The music constantly reinforces the sense of myth and legend. Final verdict. The Odyssey, 2026, is more than a fantasy adventure. It is a story about endurance, sacrifice, family, identity, and the long journey toward home. Christopher Nolan transforms one of history's greatest stories into a modern cinematic epic that combines action, emotion, mythology, and philosophical depth. Rating: White medium star, 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 September 5th, 10. What works? Epic scale. Powerful performances. Incredible visuals.